Hi guys, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Cheryl's Home Cooking. So let's get started. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Cheryl's Home Cooking. And today what I'm going to show you is how I make my pork meatballs with my creamy mushroom sauce served over egg noodles. It's super duper good. So let's get started. Today what I'm going to show you is my creamy sauce with egg noodles and pork meatballs. It's super duper good. So I have 2 pounds of the ground pork. I'll place it in my bowl along with 1 egg. I'll start out with 3 green onions. I'll cut them in half and then slice them again. I don't want big chunks in my pork meatballs. So now that I have it diced up, I'll place that in. I'll also cut up some parsley. Once I have the parsley cut up, I'll place that in. About 2 tablespoons, give or take. But these egg noodles with the sauce and the pork meatballs, it's really good. It's a nice creamy sauce too. So now I'll add that in. I'll also dice up 1 garlic clove. You want to mince it. You don't want big chunks of garlic in there. So I'll add that in. I have my oven on 350. Once I have my pork meatballs on my baking dish, I'll place the pork meatballs in my oven, and then I'll cook the meatballs in the oven until they're nice golden brown, and then I'll add them into my creamy sauce. Really, really good. I'll add in a cup of Italian breadcrumbs. Now I'll blend this all together. Now I'll go wash my hands. So now I'll add in a little bit of pepper. I also have some seasoned salt, which has onion, garlic, and parsley and pepper in it. So I'll add a little bit of that. Mix it in. So now I'll start to roll my meatballs. And just place them on my baking dish. You can make your meatballs big, small, it's however you prefer. These are kind of medium for me. So I'll just continue on with the rest until all my ground up pork is gone. Now for the last meatball. This 2 pounds of ground pork will make about 16 meatballs, depending on the size that you have for your meatballs. So now I'll clean off my hands before I place them in the oven. So in my 350-degree oven, these pork meatballs go. For my sauce, I'll place my burner on medium, and I'll place 4 cups of chicken broth in my pot. I'll add in a little bit of pepper. A little bit of the seasoned salt, which has the garlic, the onion, the parsley, and the pepper in here. In my sauce, I'll also cut up 4 green onions. I'll just slice them small, and I'll just place them right into the chicken broth. So I'll place them in my chicken broth. To this, I'll also add in some parsley. So I'll place that right in my chicken broth. To my sauce, I'll also be adding some mushrooms. I have about 10 mushrooms, but first I'll saute them in a frying pan first and then place them in my chicken broth. So I'll just slice them. This creamy mushroom sauce is really good over the pork and the noodles. I'll place my burner on medium and then put a little canola oil in the pan. Now I'll place my mushrooms in the frying pan, saute them a little bit. Now that my chicken broth is boiling, I'll add in a little bit of Wonder to thicken it a little bit. So just add in enough just to make it thick. And you want to keep mixing it because you don't want lumps. I lowered my burner to low. I'll mix my mushrooms. Once they're done, then I'll add them into the sauce. You can see how I thickened it. It's just a little bit thicker than the chicken broth that I originally put in there. My mushrooms are done, so I'll turn my burner off. Place it off to the side. To my sauce, I'll slowly stir in 2 cups of heavy whipping cream. And just keep mixing it. That's about 2 cups. Now I'll place my mushrooms in. Once my 2 cups of heavy whipping cream and the mushrooms are in, this is what the sauce looks like. This mushroom sauce with the pork meatballs on top of the egg noodles, super duper good. Now I'll check on my meatballs. Oh yeah, they're looking good. Boy, do they smell good. Now I'll turn them over. So I'll take my meatballs out and flip them over. They really smell good. See how nice and brown they are? So I flip them over. I'll give them a few more minutes on the other side till they turn golden brown. Then I'll take them out of the oven and then place them in my creamy mushroom sauce. Doesn't that look good? So back into the oven the pork meatballs go. I'll be adding in just a handful of Parmesan cheese because in the breadcrumbs, there was Parmesan cheese in the breadcrumbs that I used for the pork meatballs. So I'll just add a little bit to just a handful. Add it to the sauce and then mix it in. I have my burner on simmer. So now I'll taste the sauce. It's really good. It's super duper good. I have some water on my burner to boil my egg noodles. I'll turn my oven off because it's ready for my pork meatballs to come out of the oven. Boy, do they smell good. See how nice they turned golden brown on each side? So now I'll place them in my creamy mushroom sauce. And I'll let them simmer for a couple of hours in the sauce. They come right off the baking dish too. Look at how good this looks. Once your meatballs are in your creamy mushroom sauce, you let them simmer for about 2 hours, and then they'll be so nice and tender. So now I'll just let that sit and cook. So now I'll just let my meatballs simmer in the sauce for a couple of hours. I'll put the lid on it. And now for cleanup duty. My water is boiling, so I'll add a little bit of salt. I have 2 12-ounce packages that I'll be placing in my water. And just cook it according to the directions on the package. Last one. I bought the wide egg noodles, but you can use whatever egg noodles you prefer. Now I'll check on my meatballs. They're really looking good. My noodles are ready to come off the burner. So I turned my burner off. Now I'll drain my noodles. I'll check on my meatballs. Oh yeah. They look perfect. So now I placed a little of the wide egg noodles in my bowl. I'll take some of my creamy mushroom sauce with the meatball. Boy, does this look good. I'll cut up a little bit of parsley and garnish it on top. That looks good. Doesn't this look good? I can't wait to try my creamy sauce with the pork meatballs. It really smells good. So now I'll give it a taste. I have a piece of the pork, the mushroom, the noodles. Really good. I'll try just a piece of the pork in the creamy mushroom sauce. I'll try another bite. I love it. Thanks so much for watching me make my homemade pork meatballs in my creamy mushroom sauce served over egg noodles. It's super duper good. I'll see you next video. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Cheryl's Home Cooking. It really means a lot to me. Please follow me on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest, Facebook, and hit the like button, and especially iFood.tv. I'll see you all next video. Bye-bye.